Warmly welcome back to the Puhelava. We will continue now with our program and ponder with questions such as how do you hold on to hope when crisis is constant? And how do young people keep working for peace generation after generation? Next, we will hear about the work of the YMCA Lebanon, supporting young and civil society even as the state is on the verge of collapse.
Please welcome Lebanese trainer and consultant Mirelle Khalil and YMCA volunteer Razane Alzein. They will be interviewed by Camilla Ojala, youth, peace and security expert from YMCA Finland. But first we will start with a video called Habibi's Bowling that was shot in Lebanon during a peace building camp right before the latest war started in the Middle East.
We have a lot of needs for youth, unfortunately. I would like you to see the change that we made with youth.
The YMCA is very known for the camping and it's very known for serving young people since the 50s and since the 30s in Lebanon. And we know that the camp have its own magic in putting people on a certain level of accepted diversity.
I believe in the role of the youth to exchange our situations, especially in this crisis.
Hope is everything.
In vocational trainings and workshops, I have to be there. I have to engage. I have to express.
The true me, my true colors, my true joy, my true sadness.
Sharing those days with so many people and exploring topics like peace building and life skills and
It's really like a good idea to have places where they can get to know their talents and prove it.
With sports, it combines people, you know?
Come on, let's do it, let's do it. Yalla, yalla. Come on, hop, hop.
It's been amazing, you know? People are dancing and laughing and like high fives everywhere, like it's absolutely amazing.
At the 7th day of the peace building camp, I think they leave with friendship and they leave with also competencies.
I think it's beautiful that you can bring people together, that they will still be in touch and still impact each other's lives even outside the training.
Welcome to all of you in the audience on our behalf at YMCA Finland as well, and a special welcome to you both, Razane and Mirelle, who have been able to come here in Finland all the way from Lebanon. Welcome. We started with the wonderful Habibi's bowling video, and at least me, I always get emotional watching that video, because the magic of the camps comes through so strongly, and you youth who are featured in the video are so inspirational, as is, I'm sure you all noticed Razane there as well already. But also because that video was recorded very shortly before this latest war in Lebanon began. Mirelle, this time was not without its challenges already, and your camps were very much needed. Could you, in the beginning, give us a short view into this context and the situation in Lebanon?
Hello, Camilla. Hello, everyone, and thank you, YMCA Finland, and thank you, everybody, for being here and ready to listen to us, to our voices, to our stories of hope, to our stories of pain, stories of resilience and collective aspiration for peace. Where to start to tell the story about Lebanon and crisis? The last 15 years were very difficult for Lebanon. Like year after year, we faced crisis, a crisis after crisis, starting with the armed conflict in the region, especially the ones in Syria, putting a lot of pressure on the Lebanese economy, system, and the community. We faced a lot of internal instabilities as well, as for example, armed conflict between two neighboring communities in Tripoli, leading to a lot of pain, injuries, and hatred. Add to that, armed group in the Palestinian camp were fighting as well, leaving families without homes and kids without schools. All these situations, and some bombing from here and there, all of these situations increased the division among political party and sectarian groups. More recently, in 2019, we had this big economic collapse when our national currency lost 90% of its value. This affected our daily life. Like basic services like water, electricity, health, education were really collapsing. Like the community was really frustrating, leading to a boil over and protest in the streets. People from all backgrounds filled the street in Lebanon and outside Lebanon. This was in October 2019. They were asking just for dignity, basic rights, and accountability. And after that, we had the COVID-19 crisis, epidemic. I will not talk about it. I think all countries suffered from it. And we had the Beirut blast in August 2020. And then, this latest war, adding another layer of devastation. Thousands of villages and homes in the south, especially in the south of Lebanon, were destroyed. Homes, schools, and even hospitals were damaged or totally destroyed as well. All of that happened, I will not say on a sudden, but happened in a way that 90,000 Lebanese had to flee in a single night their homes. Add to this physical destruction, the emotional damage. They didn't left just piece of their home there or their land. They left part of their hearts. And since, till now, it's all the time fears, trauma, and loss that really shape our daily life.
Thank you so much for sharing. We can hardly imagine what it is like in that context. And Razane, this is the context in which you have grown up in Lebanon, and I would argue that you are an embodiment of our tidal, more resilient Lebanese youth, as you have chosen to stay and work to help your community. Can you tell us a bit about what that title means to you and what is resilience to you?
To us, resilience means to keep standing up no matter how many times life knocks us down, and it keeps knocking us down. We've gone through crises, like Mirelle says, collapses, epidemic, and all of that. But we pursued our studies, continue our volunteering, and we continue to dream big. To us, we refuse to give up on our country, even though the world has. Because we have this sense of responsibility and belonging that we inherited from our grandfathers and grandfathers. It runs in our families and in our blood. Because we have this responsibility to stand with our country and to protect it, to shape it for a better future for us. Resilience to us is meaning is action. I have friends beyond their ages, stepped out of their countries and regions, became the voice of change. To us, resilience means that sense of belonging, that deep sense of belonging. It's our strength.
Thank you for sharing your meaning for resilience and how it has impacted you in this time. And going back actually to the last war and its impacts, Mirelle, can you tell us a bit about the social impacts of the situation? And Razane, we would also, of course, like to hear what has been the impact to youth in particular.
Okay. Like, we're proud of our youth, first of all, and then I'll talk about the impact. There is no one impact. It's like cumulative impact of all these crises. In 2014, a study made by World Bank showed that the poverty tripled in Lebanon, affecting 44% of our community nowadays. And the same year, the Arab Barometer study showed that 38% of our community wants to emigrate. Among those, 58 are youth between the age of 19 and 29. Can you imagine a country without youth? Like, this is the whole impact. And if we're gonna, like, specifically, the latest war had two effects. Like, it deepened this rooted division among community and sectarian group, but at the same time, it showed us a rare moment of solidarity among the community. So it's like in Lebanon, a country of contradiction. It's not uncommon to see someone going in the morning, volunteering, supporting the displaced population, helping us helping them to get their basic needs, while the same night will post a very polarizing political message. So, like, this is the contradiction in Lebanon. Like, as if you have your heart somewhere, your heart is with your community, and your mind is in the politics. And another great aspect of, I will not say great, but another aspect of this latest war is the community solidarity, as I said before. We had people leaving their country because of the ongoing attacks, going to already crowded community where there is shortage in basic needs like water, housing, sanitation, and things like that. And with lack of resources means increase in tension. And there, the youth and the community were the first one to prevent this tension and trying to take the extra mile to support the ones in needs with the minimum they have. And this was an amazing thing. So this is Lebanon with all its contradiction. Yes, there is some polarization, but at the same time, there is a great solidarity. And this internal debate, I will say, between your brain and your mind and where you stand politically is somehow frustrating for most of Lebanese.
Thank you. And going back to what you just said about the role of the youth, Razane, you were one of those young people who went out to help your community in any way you could. Can you tell us a bit more about the work you and your friends have been doing? I remember when we first met earlier this week, you were telling me some stories about that, and I was so very touched and moved, and I'm sure our audience would also like to hear.
From the start, we as the YMCA youth, we worked initiatively. We went to the ground and respond quickly. So from the start, we were like starting to search for apartments, for shelters. Like, I was a frontliner with the Lebanese Red Cross. So I helped with the surviving people that didn't love their borderlines or their homes. And there's Ta'ala and Aruba. They were searching for shelters and apartments. They were leading people to shelters. There's Jamal, who pushed to open a dispensary in North Lebanon. And there's Jana and Ismail. They also they did psychosocial support and psychological first aid to displaced people in shelters. And they created a safer space for them. And also Aya. Aya opened her kitchen to make sandwiches to the displaced people. So we started with no resources and no donations, but to cope with our feelings against this war. So that's all. Asking about okay, and then we turned this group, the volunteering group, the WhatsApp group, into an emergency response group. So we were asking about where are their services so we can help people and lead people to it. And we were checking on each other's on daily basis because all of us were in targeted area in Lebanon. And yeah, I remember one day, Ruba moved from Beirut because it was bombed, and moved to Aramoun, and they bombed Aramoun, and we lost contact for her for 88 hours, and we didn't know if she was okay or she was dead or anything. Like, I still remember that feeling. My body's shaking. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's really difficult. It happened more than once that we were not able to contact our youth, not sure about if they are still with us or went somewhere else. And can you imagine how it feels like sleepless night trying to find where the others are, if they are still alive or not?
I remembered I wrote my will and started to expressing my feelings. Today I'm with you, maybe tomorrow I'm not. So, yeah.
It's very hard for us to even imagine what it would be like to be in such a situation, but it seems like you had a great community around you and support from each other. How do you think us from the outside, and how could we support the youth the best, and why is it important that we support you in the work that you're doing?
I think us as youth have the will, knowledge, and the skills. We are ready to lead. We have the energy and the vision to change and to make a difference, to create the difference around us. We need access to opportunities to be heard, like now. We need to be trusted and included in decision-making and to be taken seriously. We believe in unity to grow stronger together.
What a wonderful call to action for all of us here to give youth the space and support they need to do their impactful work. Mirelle, you work for YMCA Lebanon youth organization. Can you tell us a bit about your role in this, what we were just talking about, in supporting youth and as a civil society organization?
Yeah. The YMCA of Lebanon is a youth-focused organization, and we are not, in denial about what's going on around us. We work with the communities through all these crises, and all our work is centered around our values: inclusivity, integrity, equity, and growth. The YMCA has a long legacy of work in Lebanon. It started in 1890. And was able to navigate all type of wars since till now. And as Lebanese, it had to adapt. Sometimes adaptation wasn't easy. For example, we left behind the sport to create the biggest medication program in Lebanon, covering most of the dispensaries and primary health care across all areas in Lebanon, even the remote one. And during the latest crisis war, like we provided around 2,000 kits for displaced families. Like all this humanitarian work is important, but our heart is for development and youth empowerment. That's why we kept on everything related to social stability, youth empowerment, livelihood, and self-care and well-being. These are essential components for us. And like one of the projects that we're proud of is our peace building camp. Like Tony said in the previous video that there is magic in the camp, and I think a lot of people in here will agree on that. Like in this peace building camp, youth from Lebanon, regardless of their nationalities, can join and talk about their stories, their perspective. Sometimes they disagree, and this is fine with us, but it's an opportunity for youth to share their stories, their realities, their perspective, and for others to learn how to listen, disagree, yet accept others' differences. And for us, peace is not something big. Peace is just in the way, like during this war, we stand for one another. Like most of our WhatsApp groups turn into, as Razane said, like emergency group. This shows a very solid bond between the youth, and this happens in the camp and in other projects. And this is an evidence that such type of value-based work in Lebanon is still needed.
Thank you for sharing, and I think we can all agree that your work is truly inspirational, and what you were talking about, the camps of which we see pictures here in the background as well, if you haven't noticed, is truly remarkable, and you deserve the support you need to be doing your work. But can you give us a bit of a tip on how we here or other donors, partners, international actors could best support your work, or is there something they could learn from your work in particular that you would want to convey to us?
I would like to thank our partners and our international allies for being here for us, not just financially, but as well emotionally. It means a lot to hear from them, and like to feel that they are standing by us in during difficult time. I will not name it recommendation, but a wish not for all international NGOs working everywhere in the world, like just listen to the community. They know well their need. Like there is no magical solution, but each community knows their stories, their needs, and they can be your partner in providing solution. We're glad to have flexible partner, but another recommendation, like remain flexible and keep the end in mind. Plan your exit before even you start your project. Think about the do no harm approach, like preserving the community, preserving the culture, and thinking about the local organization, like how they will sustain the work when you exit. It's very important. Sustainability is the key. And I would like to highlight again, like this is for everyone, not just for Lebanon, for every country. Believe in local knowledge. They know it. They have the knowledge. They've been there, and just stand with them.
Very important learnings for all of us. I think we'll put them in our pocket definitely for the future. When I first met you and we were first time talking this week about these topics, what really stuck with me was both of you were talking a lot about hope and the importance of having hope and how we can build hope through action as well. Do you have a final message of hope, or can you share with us a bit what that hope means to you?
To us, hope isn't something we wait for. It's something we create through actions. We build hope when we offer support to each other and we stand with each other. There's been times through war that I have felt lonely, a failure, and not doing enough for my community. But the support I got from my YMCA colleagues and friends, they light up my darkness, and they pushed me to see the stars in the dark, and made me realize if I'm not doing it for me, I'm doing it for them.
Hope is supporting each other. That's a wonderful message. Mirelle, how about you?
Well, like after hearing Razane talking about I wrote my will, like how can we define hope in a country like Lebanon? This is very challenging question. Like in a country where we face crisis every single day, hope is very difficult to explain, but sometimes we feel it's there, but we don't know how it's there, but it's still there. For me, on a personal level, hope is a choice. It's a choice to keep going even when everything is telling you stop, nothing will work. Like hope, it's not something big. It's in the eyes of the youth behind, like the shine in their eyes. It's sometimes this quiet moment when someone will show and support you in when you're not feeling okay or you're hopeless, like Razane just said. For us, hope is not really something like it's dreaming about a brighter future. It's, keep on going. And for the YMCA, hope is in the youth. Hope in transmitting these values of inclusivity, integrity, solidarity, and growth, ongoing growth to the youth. Like we believe in them, and this latest crisis showed us that we are on the right track. I can say it proudly. We're on the right track. Like, hope it's not about how they want to build their future. It's about how they lift others as well to build this future collectively. And it's not just a feeling, it's a collective action.
Hope is a collective action. Hope is the youth. What wonderful words to bring our talk to a close. We are really grateful to have YMCA Lebanon as one of our longest running partners. Today, we also have 6 other partners in our development cooperation program, but we are grateful that you could join us here today in Finland as well. Next, we invite all of you to join us in the Lampio area to continue the discussion and meet our wonderful speakers. Thank you for all of you for attending, and a special thank you to you, Mirelle and Razane, for being here and for sharing this piece of yourself with us today. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.